Hi, everybody. So this is my first attempt at doing a live YouTube video. I am going to try to do this every day, Monday through Friday at 7 o'clock. So if you're interested, I'm going to plan to give any important updates that people need to know about and then read a story. So I decided I'm going to read a novel, which you can't read, it's backwards. You can see real life. Since I'm live, my dog is growling at my other dog. Morning Girl is the book I'm going to read first. I decided to read not just story books with pictures, but some novels as well. This one's a really short one. It's about brother and a sister who, it's basically about their life. It's back in 1492, and they lived in the Bahama Islands. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit of this. Before we start, I just want to give a reminder that if you need updated information anytime about resources that the school district has available, you can always go to the slcschools.org and click on the COVID-19 information, and that's where you'll get updated times for like food, the lunches and breakfasts for students, and other resources that are available from our district. So make sure you check that out. Also, make sure you're listening to phone calls coming home from the school. We're trying to keep everybody as updated as possible. Okay, let's get into our book. Chapter 1, Morning Girl. The name my family calls me is Morning Girl because I wake up early, always with something on my mind. Mother says it's because I dream too hard and that I don't relax, even in sleep. Maybe she's right. In my dreams, I'm always doing things, swimming or searching for the beach, looking for shells or a good place to fish. I open my eyes as soon as the light calls through the smoke hole in the roof, sift the ideas that have come to me in the night, and decide which one to follow first. I don't tell this to anyone because they might not understand, but I like the aloneness of the early morning. I try to step gently on the path so that the sounds I make will blend into the rustle of the world. Father taught me how to swim on land, careful as a turtle. You'll see more if you're quiet, he told me. Things don't hide or wait for you to pass, and it's more polite. Another thing, if the day starts before you do, you never catch up. You spend all your time running after what you should have already done, and no matter how much you hurry, you never finish the race in the tie. The day wins. I tried once to explain all this to my little brother, but he just blinked at me. Asked me who said it was a race in the first place. See, he likes the darkness best, especially when there are no clouds and no moon. Sometimes he shakes me until I look as he points out the patterns he sees in the sky, the tracks made of white sand. He's sure what we see is part of another island, even bigger than the one we live on. He thinks we're like birds floating above the sky island, very, very high. I don't know how my brother came to see everything so upside down for me. For him, night is day, sleep is awake. It's as though time is split between us, and we only pass by each other as the sun rises or sets. Usually for me, that's enough. Mother promises that someday my brother and I will be friends, like she and her brother, Sharptooth, finally got to be. She whispers when she tells stories of how my uncle acted when he was a boy, how twice he laughed at her when she got into trouble, or how he told a lie and never untied it, and ever with the truth. She became very still, closed her eyes, and took a deep breath at the memory. But then she shook her head, looked into me the way only she can do, and said that she used to believe she'd never forget what he had done. But look, she has. Now Sharptooth is exactly the brother she wants, the person in the whole world who remembers important things from when she was a young girl, who remembers grandfather when he was alive and before he grew old. I don't answer what I think, that my brother is different from hers, because my brother is her son. Mother doesn't know him as others do, as I do. When he's away from her sight, he eats too much. When she isn't there to hear him, he doesn't understand how to be quiet. And who knows what he does at night when the rest of us are asleep. Just before dawn today, I woke and found him sitting on the edge of my mat, watching me with big eyes. "What's the matter?" I asked him. My voice was not soft. He wouldn't let me be alone, even at night. "Nothing," he said. "What do you mean? You're always complaining." "I'm not the one who stares like a duck," I answered. "I'm not the one who can't stay asleep like a normal person." "Ghosts," Father sighed from his hammock. "My house is filled with ghosts. They talk to each other all night. I'll have to build a new house. I'll live there in peace. It'll be wonderful." "Oh, yes, I'll come with you." Mother's voice was unhappy as a fish pulled into the air from the sea. "Let's escape from such cruel ghosts who will not let people have their rest." I could have explained that it was my brother's fault, but it would have done no good. Father would only have made more jokes, and Mother would have said, "We'll listen later, morning girl." I stood up, squeezed the stiffness from the back of my neck, and gave my brother a parting frown that I hoped would leave him worried. That did no good either, for he was already back on his own mat, curled up into a comfortable position, pretending to be dreaming. His eyes were closed tightly, and his mouth was smiling. Outside, at least, belonged to me. Since no one else was around, I could do anything, go anywhere. I could walk or run. I could climb or swim. I could watch the ocean or slip into the mango grove. Keep very quiet until the birds forgot I was there and began to talk to each other again. The day welcomed me, brushed my hair with its breeze, greeted me with its songs. I raised my arms high and stretched. I let the rich scent of the large red flowers color my thoughts. And the perfume gave me an idea of how to use my special time. I would search for the most beautiful blossoms and weave them together into necklaces for Father and Mother. If I hurried, I could finish before they rose for a second time, and they would find my gifts waiting at the entrance to our house. As I was working, my mind rushed ahead to what I knew was sure to happen. Mother would come outside first, see the necklaces, and go back in to get Father. Then they would return to the doorway together, him rubbing his eyes and grumbling till he noticed what lay at his feet. "Look at this," he would cry, as if he were completely surprised. And Mother would press her hands together and say, "Oh, how unusual! How well made! Where could these amazing necklaces have come from?" Mother and Father would ask each other as they placed the flowers around their necks. And they would still be wearing them, still be happy with me, when finally late in the morning, long after everyone else, my brother would wake up. All right, that was the first chapter of Morning Girl. It's a relatively short book, so we'll listen to another chapter tomorrow at 7 o'clock, and I will give any more updates that we have tomorrow. Everybody have a really great night, and I'll see you soon.